if you can pick this up, but it's raining awful fucking hard outside right now. Hello.
So, I've been a little missing in action lately, and one of the reasons was Hurricane Matthew. Say hi to Hurricane Matthew. It was a Category 3 hurricane that rolled through, and it did substantial damage to my neighborhood. And this video is just kind of like show off some of the damage that it did. And by the way, I made it out safe. Everything's fine. And we're just driving through Dongola Highway here, and we're just looking and surveying the damage after everything was done. We were kind of bored because we went without power for 36 hours. And so we were just trying to find stuff to do and just trying to see what kind of damages there were or had to happen on the road. You'll see coming up right here, you'll have this tree right here. I suggest do not do this in the future. This is extremely dangerous. So basically what I did is I went around a blind curve with a tree that was hanging onto a power line and just went up under it. The tree never moved or anything like that, but I really suggest if you're driving or a young driver, don't do that. That was a bad move, but the fact is I really wanted to see what was behind it, and it was pretty much snug on like 2 or 3 power lines to begin with. And we eventually got to the end of the road because we only recorded a little bit, and we were stopped because there were like 3 trees dropped right next to each other, so the road was impassable. So, yeah. Dongola Highway kind of got messed up in old Hurricane Matthew. But the hurricane allowed me a new idea or sense of self, because one of the things without power, I'm a person that pretty much sits on the internet a lot, so I was pretty miserable without power. So I found ways to get outside the house and actually do other things, and it allowed me to have like a more of a detox period. And this detox period, and to me, was key, mainly because I was having trouble eating. I was having trouble getting my eating right. And this gave me basically 3 days of, there's no food to cook. There's nothing open in town. It's time to deal with it. It's time to detox. And I'm hoping this is going to bear fruit. But we're not going to go on that in this section. Check this out here out.
For some reason my fucking lights are sitting on and they just don't want to cut off. We'll try this again. Hi.
Hi. We sit out here watching the storm.
We up here in Hurricane Matthew, boy. We out here.
Yeah.
You know what the stupidest thing is?
What?
This motherfucker's on the road right now.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
It's like you ever been driving and it picked up wind a little bit in your car and it's hard to get the car in the lane.
Yeah.
Just imagine this. Holy shit, look at that fine green over there. That thing is coming down. I can't see it over here. I see that tree right there. There's that tree right there that's right in the middle of the screen right now. That's busted. There's this tree that's fucking way the hell up. That one's going to be coming down. Pull that out. Oh man, look at this. The grill has still not fucking moved. Look at that shit.
So, for those of you unaware, this is actually like the 5th hurricane I've ever been in. I probably can't name them all. There was Fran, Floyd, Hugo, Charlie. There was one with a B. So this is actually the 6th, and I think Matthew's number 7. Matthew's either 6 or 7. I can't name them all. But this is the first one I've had as an adult, and it kind of fascinated to see the process as an adult rather than a child, because most of the ones that I was in middle school and they happened like back to back to back to back. I mean, obviously Hugo, I was so young. I think Hugo happened in 88, 89. I was 2 or 3 years old, and then the next one didn't happen until I was actually in middle school, and they kind of hit rapid fire, bang, 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 bang. I know one time we had 2 almost back to back, and it was, as a middle school student, it was fucking awesome. And the reason it was fucking awesome as a middle school student was because it got me out of school. We didn't have the internet back then. My grandfather had generators, and like we never really felt the fallout of not having power, because the generator would go on. We'd go to my Aunt Gail's and we'd sit there all night, and we would play video games with my cousin Shannon, and it was like a great time as a kid. So like to me, I always associated hurricanes with like hanging out with the family, sitting there, sleeping in the living room, and all the family getting together and having a good time. And this Hurricane Matthew is the first one I've actually had as an adult, because Floyd was the last one we've had that I can remember. And Floyd was a huge hurricane, but I was actually in the hospital, I think, with pneumonia at the time that Floyd was rolling around. So this is the time I get to be out there and actually see it, and actually be in the adult setting where it's my turn to like look after little kids and shit like that. Obviously we didn't have little kids, but like having to deal with the fallout of a storm, and like it makes you realize how you don't appreciate things that you have, such as electricity. Because going 36 hours without electricity, I couldn't. I could do it, obviously, but it's so bad. Like, it sucks so much. And you're rationing hot water. One thing I did learn is that I have an 80-gallon hot water tank, and it will hold hot water for up to 48 hours. And so I was able to take a shower. But man, Hurricane Matthew was an experience. And I don't know, it's an enjoyable experience. I'll say that. I'll see you guys.
Well, we're about 24 hours without power right now, and it sucks ass. Anybody says that they want to go back to the golden ages, they're full of shit. Because, like, not having internet and electricity is boring as hell. Like, it literally is. And it doesn't stop me from turning the light on and off every time I go to the bathroom. I think every time I went to the bathroom, I've tried to turn the light on. And every time I left, I tried to turn it off.